Let me tell you something up, man. ESPN didn't want him anymore. And it was clear because they severed ties in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And this was right around the time he started saying shit about Colin Kaepernick and all that stuff. ESPN used to reach out to me directly. Say, hey, give us a video. Give us a video. Bam, Steph Curry. Give us a video. Bam, Dwight Howard. I was up late one night and I read the comments. The comments were, hey, hire him, fire that murderer. Hire him, he's way more articulate. There was a hashtag in the comments, not Ray Lewis is greater than Ray Lewis. And I'm like, wait a minute. Right. So ESPN, y'all reaching out to me and taking these videos, but y'all being petty. So you're using me to pick at this man. He probably don't, I hope you see this. So I stopped sending them videos and I reached out to Warren Sapp. I said, hey, let Ray Lewis know, hey, when Warren Sapp was like, yo, watch ESPN because sometimes they do that.
The Highest Point Podcast.
More than a pod, it's a lifestyle.
Yo, welcome to the Highest Point Podcast. This is a podcast for everyone, no matter where you're from, no matter what you've been through. You know you deserve the best and willing to put in the work for progress to reach the highest point. Now, speaking about reaching the highest point, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest who's doing just that. He comes from humble beginnings to playing on the NC State football team doing major things. You've seen him featured multiple times on the largest sports network, ESPN. He's a gym rat. He's a power lifter who has amassed millions of views online showing his one-of-a-kind strength. If you don't know who I'm talking about, pay attention or get smacked in the mouth. We got the one, the only, Andre Boyd in the building, man. What's good with you, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing? I'm glad to be here.
Yo, man, I'm glad to have you.
Yeah.
Yo, for real. Like, people hear all those cool things I said about you, you know what I'm saying, in the intro. But, those are the end result of things. Mm-hmm. On this show, we like to really focus in on the journey, the ups and downs of the process to help get to where you are today. So I wanted to ask you, can you tell us, where you're from and what was your family dynamics growing up?
Sure. I'm from Laurinburg, North Carolina, Scotland County 910. Mother and father, mother and father at home.
Mm-hmm.
5 kids.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I'm the fourth. I'm the fourth kid. I have one younger brother. I got an older brother 4 years older than me, younger brother 4 years younger than me. My sister is like a year and 17 days older than me. We were damn near brought up as twins.
Yeah.
And then I have an older sister that's 10 years older. So there was a little gap right there. But yeah, man, tight family.
Yeah.
Kind of strict though.
Strict.
But as we talk, you'll see why. Ultimately, the one thing that shaped me the most is the fact that my father is blind.
Really?
Now, growing up in a household with a blind father, first of all, we didn't know he was blind, because
mm-hmm.
he does everything else.
Mm-hmm.
He does everything. Hell, he taught us how to type and everything. But he's blind and he's a musician. So melodies shaped my childhood. Mm-hmm. So if you were to come to my house when we were little, all you hear is melodies.
Yeah.
My daddy's practicing. He practiced from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. Mm-hmm. When he wasn't in college, after he graduated college or whatever. But when he's home, playing. He used to go out and do concerts. He was around the Motown era.
Yeah.
So he was another one of those guys that was like, hey, there's a blind guy that can sing. It was 3 of them. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Butch. So, things that can go the direction that theirs went because, look at where we're from. But, so just growing up in that household, I'm very humble. They were real strict on education.
Right.
Because we're living in the projects.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we might live here, but you ain't going to be no badass kid.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to walk out here and not articulate your words.
Mm.
My dad was in college. My mom went later, but it's like my dad was in college. He's majoring in political science. He majored in political science, early 80s. So much racism going on. He can articulate an argument.
Right.
Politically.
Mm.
So come home, man, we used to read the encyclopedias because school wasn't really fulfilling for us. We were way advanced. So it's like we used to read the encyclopedias. My sister had me memorizing and reciting Edgar Allan Poe, so that's where I got my poetry from, my older sister.
It sounds like discipline was very important in y'all's household.
Mm-hmm.
But people from the outside listening, they may think, okay, if his father was blind, how was your father an enforcer? Some people might think that's a crutch, or where a kid may try to take advantage of that per se disability. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you say to someone that had that thought?
The voice. Biologically, the male has a voice for you to shut the hell up. Biologically, the male has a voice for you to sit your ass down. We've gravitated away from that.
Right.
In today's culture, but biologically back then, plus, I mean, hell, you see how big I am. My dad was 375, had veins all in his arms and shit. So it's like, all right, if this is thundering through the house, clean your shit up. You know, we're gonna move.
Yeah.
He had a strong voice. He stood up to people. He was he was in some altercations. Now he was out there fighting. I ain't gonna lie. And just having a strong voice and just not taking shit. He didn't take shit, and he was an activist.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're gonna go outside that door where it's dangerous and tell people to shut the hell up, when you come in the house, it's gonna be respected.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, obviously, being a black man in America, people kind of put us in a box, right? Because they've been conditioned to think that, you know, they should be scared, we're negative and all that stuff like that. But, you know, it's one thing being black, but also you're big and black.
Yeah.
So have you ever experienced people like just making false assumptions about you or acting just scared unnecessarily?
So the question should be, have I ever not experienced it? So in my day, that's me. That shapes why I'm such a dick toward people.
That's crazy.
Even when I go, if you could take it back to college, I remember being like, I'm cerebral, man. I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I remember being in Spanish class and you raise your hand because you want to say something in Spanish to impress the teacher. And she's like, oh, say I got 3 tacos in Spanish. I don't want to fucking say that. I want to say I read 3 books in Spanish. I want to say I like organic chemistry in Spanish. No, I want to speak about biochemistry. I don't want to talk about football in class, you know?
Right.
So that vision, that view, it's called the Black Brute Caricature. If you look at the caricatures that were created after slavery, you got the Jezebel caricature, you got the Black Brute caricature, you got the Buck caricature, you got the Sapphire caricature. So if you look at TV, right, I could name a person from each caricature type, and these were basically ways to keep black people oppressed after slavery by putting them in these boxes. So the Sapphire is, you remember the maid from the Jeffersons?
Yeah.
Florence or something like that? Florence?
Something like that. I don't know her name.
Snapping her neck all the time.
Yeah.
That's Sapphire.
Okay.
Jezebel caricature is them Sexy Red. You know, these people that they still influence today. All they talk about is sex. Ice Spice. All they do is shake their butt and talk about sex. You got the Buck. It's kind of like a farm hand that's kind of dumb. The Black Brute caricature is a large black man, large hands. If you were to draw him, you over exaggerate his hands, you over exaggerate his forearms, you over exaggerate his brow ridge, right? He speaks kind of like cavemanish, so he doesn't speak articulately. He says one thing at a time, and we can get into that because with my Not Real Lewis character. I was asked to turn him into a brute, but we'll get into that. So, and that's what the whole thing got fucked up. Anyway, so he's
right, caveman.
Yeah. Close the door. Debo.
Perfect example.
Debo is the Black Brute caricature. So after writing my thesis paper on that in college, in my freshman year in college, I wrote a thesis paper on that. I started observing it. So when people interact with me, even in corporate world now, full uniform, I'm always sharp, lint brush, whatever, even when I shave, is you keep on, Andre gonna kick your ass. Say something else, I'm gonna get Andre to kick your ass. You know, it's all in every job I've ever worked. Working in a jail, that was my job. Kick ass. I'm gonna call Andre to kick your ass. To the point where I got promoted into a investigation type job, and I was typing a lot. Oh, they hated that. They wanted me to have a canister of spray. They wanted me kicking ass at all times. So it's like, going back to your question, in everyday society, it's always that. Even when I was like, if I could just be walking down somewhere, it's, oh, I don't want to make you mad. I don't want to get in your way. I don't want to see you in a dark alley. I don't want to see you in a dark alley. What the fuck am I going to do to you in a dark alley?
Right.
Other than ignore you as I'm trying to do right now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So that's all the time. All
That's
the time.
wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That sounds like just as worse as the girls that be walking and be getting whistles after them all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Except they're not whistling. They diving. They diving out the damn way. People grab their kids.
What?
The fuck I'm gonna do with that kid other than take them to the gym? They grabbing their kids. It's always, and with that perception, there's always a feeler. There's always an icebreaker to see where I stand. There's always that's where all these conversations I post on Facebook about unnecessary conversations, that's where they come from. That's the root of the conversations, because my face is always like this. Mm-hmm. Because I'm always thinking. My face is like this right now because I'm thinking of ergonomic designs.
Right.
I'm thinking of facial membrane.
Right.
I'm thinking of educational shit. So my face does this when I'm thinking of a poem. I'm thinking of my next thought. I can't help it. My brow frowns up. I can't help it. I'm 300 something pounds and I lift weights. I'm not apologizing for how you perceive me.
Right.
So when people see me, there's always a filler. Is he going to kill me? So let's ask him something. Let's ask him about his car. Hey, is your car a V8? Hey, are you a Raiders fan? I don't need to make you comfortable.
Right.
My silence is highly intimidating. So if you're large and you got the brow ridge, if you don't talk, that's some scary shit.
Yeah.
Because it's more acceptable if I walked around talking. It's more acceptable.
Smiling, cheesing.
Cheesing, smiling. Or if I talk silverback, it's more acceptable if I walked around and I talk like a fucking gorilla. That's more acceptable because then there's an understanding that's who he is.
Right.
But when I open my mouth and a guy came to me in the gym and asked me something about and I answered him. I'm talking to him about the origin insertion of the muscle. I'm talking to him about the dorsal plane, sagittal plane. I'm using terms like supinated, pronating. He's looking like, what the fuck? No, you asked me.
Right.
You're going to get this education.
Right.
I'm not going to make you comfortable by speaking silverback.
Right.
Ooh, ooh,
right.
ooh. Ooh, ooh. Well, that's what they like. That's
right.
Like, ooh, ooh. And we could talk about that too, because that's what the Not Reload's character, when we get to that.
Yeah.
That's the direction they wanted me to go.
That's crazy. So how do you, or can you even differentiate when it's someone trying to feel comfortable, or they just generally trying to have conversation with you?
Well, if it were you, I know you're genuinely trying to have a conversation with me. But given the fact we're in North Carolina, Southern Confederate North Carolina, for the most part, is other races.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was a dark-skinned individual, nobody's going to walk up to me nervous, because 9 times out of 10, they'll throw hands at me. We could fight. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to be trying to feel me out and see where I stand.
Yeah.
But I've gained that a lot of black people are comfortable with my articulation.
Yeah.
Because I'm breaking the mold that they were taught. I'm breaking the mold of Debo. I'm not walking around fucking with Craig. That I'm breaking that mold. So a lot of young black people is like, okay, this guy, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a large black man and you are already scary as hell, when you articulate your words and you're not afraid to show that you have your own thought, your own process, your own ideology, when you do that, man, you're a hero. You're a hero because you got to be brave to do that shit.
Right.
You ain't. It's hard to keep jobs when you do that. Fortunately, I'm at a job right now where they don't care. They all, the car business is money.
Yeah.
No man worried about he black. They don't care how much money. How many Tahoes can you sell? They don't care. They ain't really own that.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate right now.
Right. But
in the sheriff office, oh yeah, when you step up and you articulate, hey, that's not right. This. They was like, nah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be fighting.
Right. You come in there like, yo, I want to be an investigative part of this. Nah, son, we need you in the field.
We need you in the field because there's a large black man over there with the word blood written across his face, and we need for you to scare him because we are scared to death of him.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's wild, son. That's wild. Okay, so we already hit a couple of the questions I had lined up.
Because I be talking, man. You get me talking. I ain't talking years. Hell, it's coming out now.
So the next thing now is let's get into the Not Ray Lewis character you created. How did that start?
It didn't start. It was a joke, and it went viral. It didn't start. It wasn't something I planned on doing. It was Halloween 2015. People already said we look alike. People, you know, I'm a lot thinner when I impersonate him. So there was a guy in college who used to call me Ray Ray. They used to call me Ray, and you know, just you know, people would jokingly call me Ray Lewis. And I always wore a Scully on my head like he does because I'm bald and I hate when sweat gets in my eye.
Yeah.
So what's funny, I started. Let me backtrack. I can't say it wasn't planned because I used to use that to my advantage. There were times I worked out in Maryland when the Ravens were practicing in Westminster for camp or something. I used to work out for free because people thought I was him. It happened twice in Gold's Gym in Westminster. I just walked in there. I was like, "You can come on in, sir. We're glad to have you." I'm like, "Sure, shit." You know, they never asked any questions, but that's how much we looked alike, especially when I'm lean. But I used to do impersonations on my phone, and I would text it to my sister and a couple close friends. So it was Halloween, was getting ready to go trunk or treating at the church.
Yeah.
So I used to dress up as Ray Lewis for Halloween. It was like my third time doing it, but I never record it. My daughter was getting ready. I think she was about to be Batgirl or something. And I stepped in the bathroom, held my phone up, and I did, what if Ray Lewis did a motivational speech for kids at Halloween? And he had just did a speech for Miami called Effort. So I flipped that. It was a freestyle. I flipped it and said it for Halloween.
I want all y'all babies to close your eyes. I want y'all to think about the baby, the kid, your cousin, your brother sitting right next to you. And I want you to say, if tomorrow wasn't promised, how would you trick or treat for today? You gotta trick or treat with effort. Because you want that candy and they ain't trying to give it to you. You need to go out there, you need to ring on that doorbell, you need to get that candy. If they don't give it to you, you need to smack them in the mouth. And at the end of the day, you're gonna eat that candy. And you're gonna say, "Mama, guess what? I trick or treat with effort."
You know, all your kids, close your eyes. Think about your brother, your cousin, your sister sitting right next to you. Ask you, if tomorrow wasn't promised, how would you trick or treat for today? So that's what he said to the football players at Miami. If tomorrow wasn't promised, how would you play today or whatever? So I kind of liked it, so I sent it to a few people. And then I sent it to a couple guys I played football with and a couple people I work with. And they say, "Oh, this is pretty good, man." So one of the guys, James Walker, one of my defensive backs from college, said, "Hey, man, I know you don't do social media, but do you mind if I post this on Twitter?" I said, "Yeah, go for it, man." I was in a good mood. I was about to take my daughter out, have a good time. And then another buddy said, "Hey, man, you mind if I post this?" Graham from the jail. He said, "You mind if I post this?" I don't care, man, whatever. Graham posted it. James Walker posted it. Didn't think nothing about it. We got to the church. My phone went stupid. My phone went stupid. Like, ring, 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 text, 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 ring, 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 text, 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 ring, 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 ring. Like, bro, you on TV, bro, you on TV, bro, you got 250,000 views, bro, Ray Lewis got your video, bro, Ray Lewis posted your video, like that. It wasn't 10 minutes later. It was ring, 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 text, 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 ring, 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 ring. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I didn't understand social media. I wasn't on social media. So when I finally got settled in, this is Saturday night. People were like, "Hey, man, Ray Lewis is sharing your video." Ryan Clark from the Steelers shared it. So it went stupid. It was like watching a timer because people were texting me, "You at 250, you at 275, you at 350. So I hit like 1 million views. We were still at the church, man.
Yeah.
We were still at the church. Then people were, "Yo, bro, you're going to be on TV Monday. Get ready because you about to take off. Get ready because you about to take off." I'm like, whatever. So what happened was, one of the guys who saw it first, his name was Travis Johnson. He played for the 49ers. So I guess he followed James, my teammate, somebody. So he saw it and he posted he had more followers. He's played for the Chargers. He had more followers because he played in the NFL before. So somehow everybody thought that was him. No one ever looked at his picture. He was a larger guy. He didn't look anything like me. So they were like, "Oh man, Travis Johnson, this guy's a genius. He's impersonating Ray Lewis. He looks just like him." But Travis was saying, "Hey, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me." So my buddies called me and said, "Hey, you need to create Instagram, Twitter, create Andre Boyd because they're giving this credit to Travis, and he don't know who to give it to." So I'm not saying he took it, but he went viral. But I'm not saying he took it. So I finally created it. And then finally he was able to tag, "Hey, this is the guy who impersonated Ray Lewis." So by then, I was on ESPN that Monday.
Dang, that was quick.
Yeah. Yep. I was on ESPN that Monday.
Wow.
On everything. On like, it was, whatever, how they show something like, I was on Sports Center, all that stuff.
Yeah. So what were some of the people that mentioned you that you was like, whoa, or that you actually they started commenting or talking to you that you were just surprised and amazed at?
Well, I would have to say, at first I have to say Ray Lewis, Charles Woodson for the Raiders, Vince Carter. You mean like in the beginning?
Yeah, like in the beginning, they actually either commented you, said something to you, inboxed you, anything.
Yeah, it would have to be Ray Lewis because I didn't think just through a phone you can interact with superstars and celebrities just like that, know. So Ray Lewis, I think that was the main person because I kind of liked him when I was younger. So I think that was the main person that kind of yeah.
Okay. So how did you transition from you going viral? And I know they put your clips on ESPN, but how did you you were on live as well. So how did that happen?
Let me tell you something, man. So that was kind of later. So that was January of 2016. Actually, it wasn't later. It was a couple months. It seemed like longer, but it was January 8th, 2016. So I did a video for Ken Griffey. All right, we got a backtrack. Is that okay?
Like Ken Griffey just gonna go past that?
Yeah. I got to backtrack to something. Okay. So after that, after I went viral being Ray Lewis, I went viral again because at the end of a video, I felt like I was being too serious. So at the end of the video, I looked at the camera and I said, I want to take Ronda Rousey, the fighter, the white lady with the blonde hair. I told her I want to take her on a date. All right. That took off because now the narrative changed. Now this large, under-articulate black man has a crush on this pretty blonde-haired white girl. That took off. So a lot of people don't know, me impersonating Ray Lewis was one thing, but asking Ronda Rousey on a date, my phone went the fuck crazy. My phone went crazy. Publicists. Ruby Tuesdays called me.
What?
Yeah, Ruby Tuesdays called me. Said, hey, because it's funny because I know a girl named Horton, a girl I work with that looks like Ronda Rousey. I was going to go that route. I was going to get her to do a video with me at Ruby Tuesdays. They called and said, hey, come to Ruby Tuesdays, please come. It went crazy with that.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, not only were they reaching out to me and telling me to follow that narrative of having a crush on Ronda Rousey, they were also reaching out to me and telling me that I'm not making enough funny faces. The first not Ray Lewis was, doing this, right? Okay. So you want me to make fun? Now, remember what I said earlier? I did a thesis paper on this.
Right.
So you want me to make funny faces? I had people reaching out to me. Hey, that word was too big. No long syllable words. No long syllable words. Keep it basic. I want to play football. Smack you in the mouth. Matt, this is before smacking him in the mouth, actually. This is when I was actually impersonating Ray Lewis. They was like, keep it country. There's a video, I did a video for Thanksgiving. I did Thanksgiving after Halloween. And it was like, I was talking I was talking Southern Baptist, mamas, grandmamas. And I was making faces.
Right.
Making faces like this. So take that, put it with all these publicists reaching out to me and telling me to follow this. I had a crush on this blonde-haired white lady narrative. And not by all means I'm not being racist, but you see I want you to feel where I'm coming from, where I'm going actually. And it's like, all right, follow this narrative, okay? So my father's an activist, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The KKK marched through my hometown.
Right.
I'm not following. I don't care how much money.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm not following that narrative.
Yeah.
So, going back to your question, how did I end up on ESPN? That was me breaking that narrative, and I flipped it, and I began flirting with Jamel Hill from ESPN. So me flirting with her, she's the most militant, activist black person on TV.
Right.
I stopped it right then and there on that video. So it was a video to Ken Griffey Jr., and it was my most difficult video because I had like 100 things I was going to say. He had just gotten selected into the Hall of Fame, and it was of all the votes, one person didn't vote for him. So the video is what kind of person would not vote for Ken Griffey Jr. Gotcha. So you know how I do my bars, man. You the type of person that are this. You the type of person that are that. You know. So with that, I was saying, hey, you the type of person that would think Stephen A. Smith ain't loud enough. You the type of person that would think Michael Wilbon's vocabulary isn't extensive enough. And then I said something about you the type of people that think Jamel Hill's eyes ain't pretty. And then I turned to the camera and said, Jamel Hill, you know, I want to take you to Ruby Tuesdays. Wear something nice because I'm going to be fly. So right then and there, I broke that narrative. They stopped calling me.
Wow.
They stopped calling me. So right then and there, I broke that narrative. So took my daughter to a Duke basketball game. Phone started going off. It was Jamel Hill. It was the producers for that show. They said, we want you on the show tomorrow. So I had to sacrifice something. Right. But I did gain something. Right. So who knows where it would have gone if I kept that narrative. But I wasn't going to be able to do it because I'm not a white woman type of guy. My wife dark skinned as hell with dreadlocks. Right. So now if you're talking about Adina Howard or something like that, yeah, I'm gonna keep the narrative. Yeah. but like no, I wasn't gonna follow that shit with Ronda Rousey, man.
Right. And then it was even bigger than just Ronda Rousey. They wanted you to keep perpetuating that same narrative that this big black dummy, basically. Like, they're telling you're using words that's too big. You need to stop that out. No, that's not what we want to hear. And that's not what we want to put out there about black men. Yeah. We think this is funny. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and it's a shame that it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's a shame that, like, you actually are shaming me for showing my intellect. Yeah. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like, that's wrong. Yeah. That's literally what they was really showing you and saying. That's wrong. Yeah. So, no, that's unfortunate. But I think you did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to stay true to you, man. And, that was just in you. Like, and then you got on with Jamel Hill, you got on their show, and it just kept pushing forward. I want to ask you, like, the fans obviously love, what you was doing with the Not Ray Lewis thing. How do you feel Ray Lewis felt about it initially?
He was cool. Let me tell you something, man. Shit, I got arrogant. I got arrogant as fuck. He reached out to me and asked me to do a Christmas commercial. And I'm pretty sure there's a rule in the 48 Laws of Power that says I fucked up. So he reached out to me and asked me to do a Christmas commercial. I said, great, I have an idea. We'll do a split screen. Well, we read Twice the Night Before Christmas. He says it as Ray Lewis, and I said it's not Ray Lewis. I think the dude from Key and Peele did it with Barack Obama later. I was first, damn it. But anyway, and he was like, yeah, that's great, we'll do it. I said, cool, man. So when you have a celebrity with that amount of power and that amount of pull, that amount of prestige, if he says, let's do it, I learned from this. When he says, let's do it, you do it now. Okay. I was like, all right. With me, when it came to, you know, it takes to write a song. I write songs, I write poems, I write speeches, I paint, I draw. Okay. For me to talk about football for 2 minutes, for me to talk about Twice the Night Before Christmas and impersonate a football player, that took 0.6 effort for me to do that. So I guess on the outside looking in, people were thinking, okay, it's going to take some time for you to do that. I've never, in 200 videos, I've never written a single video. I knew what I was going to say and I said it. So with all that being said, I knew it wasn't going to take any time to do this commercial.
Right.
So I went on to do other videos that were hot. Like I did a video about LeBron James. That's when I started calling him DeBron James. Then I did a video about Dwight Howard. So it was like, when I reached back out to him, like, all right, I'm ready. It was like, motherfucker, I told you to do this, 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So we kind of lost communication after that. So this is me. I never talked to him about it, but I feel that just because those videos kind of did pretty good numbers, he had to see it because he was following me. I feel like he was probably thinking, all right, I reached out to this guy who's a nobody, and I gave him this opportunity, and he didn't jump on it. Well, I didn't have to jump on it. This stuff takes zero effort to talk about football for 2 minutes, man.
Right.
And then make it catch. Because I was a rapper in college, so it's like talking about football and making the bars line up. Like, come on, man.
Right.
So I feel like it kind of soured at that moment.
Yeah. Was that brief relationship ever rekindled, for lack of another word? Did you guys ever have another conversation?
I'm gonna tell you something fucked up, man. So ESPN didn't want him anymore, right? And it was clear because they severed ties in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And this was right around the time he started saying shit about Colin Kaepernick and all that stuff. So I think I'm getting my dates right. It was 2016 because I was working with you. Yeah, so it was 2016. All right. So ESPN used to reach out to me directly and say, hey, give us a video. Hey, give us a video. Hey, give us a video. I'm like, all right, cool. Give us a video. Bam, Steph Curry. Give us a video. Bam, Dwight Howard. Give us a video. Bam, Steph Curry again. They would message me and I'm throwing them out there. And what they were doing, I didn't understand nowhere near the level that you are right now about understanding this shit. What they were doing is they would put me on ESPN.com, put me on TV, and they'll credit my YouTube. And what they'll do is they weren't paying me, but what they were doing, they were putting the ad in front of my video. So they were satisfying whatever ad agreement they had, but I was getting no cut.
Wow.
I knew nothing about it. I just thought, hey, I'm sitting here thinking I'm cute because I'm on ESPN. Everybody's messaging me, hey, bro, you on ESPN. But anyway, I was up late one night, and I read the comments. And, Ray Lewis had gotten involved in a murder investigation back in 2000.
Right.
The comments were, hey, hire him, fire that murderer. Hire him, he's way more articulate. There was a hashtag in the comments, not Ray Lewis is greater than Ray Lewis. That's what they were saying. Not Ray Lewis is greater than Ray Lewis. Not Ray Lewis is greater than... They were doing that, bam, 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 saying, just killing him, but praising me at the same time. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
So ESPN, y'all reaching out to me and taking these videos, but y'all being petty. Y'all using me to pick at this guy.
Right.
And I'm 36 at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not some kid looking for a hug, looking for a celebrity. I'm 36. I got bills. I don't give a shit about no celebrity. I'm a man.
Right.
So you're using me to pick at this man, and you got these comments, everyone saying, fire that murderer, this. He probably don't, I hope you see this shit. Everyone saying, fire this murderer, this, he's dumb. Because at this point, by this time I went articulate.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped with the dumb shit, having a crush on the blonde girl. At this point, I'm articulate, and I'm using damn quantum mechanics in my videos. I'm spitting at this point. So reading the comments, everyone's calling him dumb, murderer, hire him, fire Ray, hire him, fire Ray. I'm like, okay, y'all using me to pick at this guy. So I stopped sending them videos, and I reached out to Warren Sapp in messages. And I reached out to his teammate, Adelius Thomas, played for the Ravens. And I said, hey, man, I reached out to Ray first. I said, hey, just want to let you know, because, we kind of stopped talking after the Christmas thing, but, yo, they fucking with you, all right? Just want to let you know, I'm not that guy. I'm not here to fuck with you. I'm not here to pick at you and parody you, Never did I mention anything about your charges, your situations, none of that shit. So I'm just here. Now, I used your image and your likeliness, but by this point, I'm no longer impersonating you.
Right.
I stopped impersonating. People don't even realize I stopped impersonating. I only impersonate him a few times.
Yeah. So
at this point, I'm not Ray Lewis. I'm full blown not Ray Lewis. I was more of a pro wrestler. My delivery was more pro wrestling at this time. So I'm like, hey, they're fucking with you. I'm gonna stop doing it. I reached out to Adelius, hey, let Ray Lewis know I'm not picking on him. And then I reached out to Warren Sapp. I said, hey, let Ray Lewis know, hey, they're fucking with him. And Warren Sapp was like, watch ESPN because sometimes they do that. you know. So we never really had a conversation.
Right.
But I don't know. And then soon after that, he was fired. So they were fucking with him before they fired him or severed ties. I don't know if he was fired or not.
And they use you they just use you to be able to do it as a tool to actually do that.
As a tool to pick on him, and what the fuck he gonna do to me? It's like, because the way I carry myself, I'm, you know, what are you gonna say? Stop? I'm gonna beat you up?
Right.
Whoop Ray Lewis ass. Whoop Ray Lewis ass. But what are you gonna say? It's like my character made a name off of smack you in the mouth.
Right.
When I said that in these videos, it was believable.
Right. Right.
It was smack you in the mouth. Why did I say lower bass, tighten my chin strap, look at your face. When you get brave and come in my space, smack you in the mouth. I made that shit believable.
Yeah.
So some of these celebrities were like this dude, you know, a couple of pro wrestlers reached out to me like, yo, you know, you could either write for us or get in shape and come wrestle or something.
Right, right.
I made that shit believable. So ESPN knew I wasn't going to back down from him.
Right.
And I wasn't going to stop trying to be famous. But I'm a man first. Like I said, the way my father raised me.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, ESPN, they was dirty, first of all, for not paying you. Like, and then also using you as a tool. Like, I feel like they had more disrespect in it than, I don't know, just like looking at it now and also with you in hindsight, it's like how Ray felt. Can you understand it?
Yeah, because we never sat down and talked.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be okay with sitting down having a cigar and talking about it.
Yeah.
Letting them know, hey, they fucking with you. They was in the comments calling you a murderer and all this shit. I know this in your past. But my ego, the way my ego is set up, it's like, all right, if you don't want to understand, and then who are you? I got bills to pay, bro. Like,
right.
I don't want nothing from you.
Right, right.
But I'm reaching out to you to let you know, hey, these people fucking with you, and I'm gonna stop doing it.
Right.
Stop dealing with them. If they catch my video on the fly, great. But sending them the videos directly, one, like you said, they're putting the ads in front of. Ain't no telling them what them ads were worth.
Oh, they was getting money.
Yeah,
money.
Yeah. So,
yeah, for sure. Well, that's a lot of insight on that, and something no one would ever realize behind the scenes. Like, we can't tell none of that was going on.
Yeah, that's why I would disappear for a bunch for months at a time. Like, fuck this stuff, man, and just disappear. Yeah.
And you weren't even a social media guy, so you didn't know how they was using you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Totally oblivious.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's all good. You learn from that now. And there's a large amount of, you know, with all those people like sports commentators reaching out to you, people like Shannon Sharp, he was following you, talking to you, and speaking back and forth to you online. But all of a sudden things went left, and you was talking about some of that. Shannon Sharp blocked you, like
he muted me,
or muted you.
Yeah.
One or the other. What was one of the biggest things you learned going through those highs and lows, and how did it impact you mentally?
Social media.
Not only social media, but that whole thing with the not Ray Lewis character. You're feeling these highs where you're getting all these text messages. You're being on ESPN to all of a sudden now Ray Lewis, he's not talking back to you. You feel like you missed the opportunity.
Let me tell you something. When you see these girls post a picture of their butt, right? And they get, let's say a girl posts a picture of her butt. This is gonna be a weird analogy, but follow me. A girl posts a picture of her butt and she get views. Then she posts, and you see this all the time. A girl posts a picture of her butt and she get views. And then she posts a picture of her child in his backpack about to go to school. I'm clicking the love button because I love to see the kid in the backpack. She ain't getting no views. She ain't getting no clicks though. Then she posts a picture of her uncle cutting grass. She ain't getting no clicks. Then she posts her butt again. Now she got more views than the first butt. All right, so, you know, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I know if the attention, that endorphin that's released from that attention, I'm gonna post my butt again. I might try to put the nephew going to school or something, but nobody's gonna click that. I'm gonna post my butt again. I experienced that as a man in social media. Like, so you can say whatever you want about these girls posting their butt and twerking and all that shit. I experienced that from on sports entertainment side. Right. I would post some shit and I wouldn't get no clicks. I'm like, fuck. I would sit there and watch.
Where they at?
I would watch. All right, Dre, go to the gym. I can't. I gotta watch. And I wouldn't get no clicks. And it got to the point where it hit me somebody asked me something about my daughter, or I was looking for a video of my daughter, and I couldn't find it because all I saw was me and my phone. Different faces. Different faces. You know how it is when you ain't delete your edits.
Yeah.
Different faces. I'm like, all this. Like, I'm a grown ass man. My whole phone is me. My face. 52. Ray Lewis jersey. Purple. My face. Couldn't even find a video of my daughter. Grown ass man. Missing workouts. I would go to the track and sit there and fuck around on social media, and people will already run that 3 miles, and I'm waiting on clicks, waiting on likes. So that shit is addictive. That click, that like, that's addictive.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I gained from that. I never want to experience that again.
Yeah.
I never want to experience waiting on somebody to like my shit, and then you get to the point where you're overly atting people.
Right.
So if I did a video about Toronto Raptors, I would at Drake. If I do a video about Charlotte Hornets, if I did a video about Charlotte Hornets, it's just an example.
Yeah.
I would at the baby. So I'm overly atting people. I was like, man, there's got to be, I understand if you're hungry, but my makeup, I feel like there's got to be a lowering of your testosterone. It has to be a lowering of your masculinity when you atting these people. Like, please, look at me.
Right,
So,
right.
because I need you, not that I like them, but I need you to retweet. Because once you get that retweet, I get that satisfaction of watching my phone. Like. It wasn't about the celebrity. I just needed that retweet.
Right.
Like. So you got to the point where it's like, man, I need these likes. So that's one thing I learned from it. You go through a bitch ass phase where it's just you're not yourself. I'm not the guy that tackled people and got into fights in the jail when I worked in the jail and bench pressing 600 pounds. That's not me. I'm a little girl who's shaking her butt. I'm no different.
Dang.
I'm no different. So guys can get up here and you talk all this junk about these girls. You ain't no damn different. When you posting your Nikes, you posting your pants with the holes in them, and you standing like this right here and shit. And you edit your video looking cool, you looking for a like just like that girl.
Right.
You know, so and when I saw that, I detached myself from social media to the point where whatever happens.
Right.
You know, because that ain't me. I can't protect, I got a wife and a daughter. I can't protect them if I'm waiting on another dude to like myself, if I'm waiting on Charles Woodson to say good job. It got to the point where celebrities were liking me and reaching out to me, and I'm talking to them just like they old Joe at the gas station. Dude, I ain't no, because I had to take a step back. I ain't no girl. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and what's funny is when they comment on your stuff, like a celebrity comments on your stuff, and I say LOL, everyone in the crowd is like, bro, that's so-and-so that played for it. Are you crazy? You just said LOL? Yeah.
What am I supposed to be doing?
All you're getting is LOL. When I took a step back and became myself, I lost a lot of money doing that shit, though.
Yeah.
Being me.
That's the sacrifice of it.
Yeah.
It's like, am I going to stay true to myself or sell my soul?
Yeah. And that's what it all boils down to when you get on TikTok and everybody's like, oh, so-and-so sold his soul. Oh, you say your soul every day.
Yeah.
Say your soul every day. So don't sit there and talk about so-and-so sold his soul for fame or these kids that's doing these streams, they're selling their soul. I wasn't even on that level. Right. And it wasn't like the Illuminati or whatever knocked on my door and said, sell your soul. No, you do it yourself.
Right.
You do it yourself. You want these damn likes from and I'm doing football comedy. These likes are coming from men. Right. Ain't no girls liking this shit. Right. Some of the women like the Ravens, but this ain't girls. These are men. So when you take a step back and realize, bro, I'm sitting here, people done ran their miles around the track, and I'm sitting here waiting on a man to like me. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Subscribe now for part 2.
The Highest Point Podcast.
More than a pod, it's a lifestyle.